Welcome back to the Sports Jock Show. I'm the Sports Jock Wayne Candy. We like to start off by just thanking Coach Sherman White, Miller Grove, 5A champions, Friday night down in Macon. 5 in a row. So they're going for 6. But that is what they say right before they leave.
Right. And
I'm real happy here. I ain't going nowhere.
And he was on some, I don't want to speak on that, like he's up for contract negotiations in a couple of days. You know, didn't want the principal to be like, hey, I heard you on the Sports Jock Show.
Exactly.
But doing a great job. And like I said, Tony Parker, who's at UCLA, doing those first 4, was their center, big-time recruit, UCLA player now. So with him leaving, everybody was like, oh, they're going to fall off. So kudos to Coach to show you, like he said, like 5 players go to college. So you always think, oh, they're going to fall off, and to go right back and win. I think they lost like 4 games the whole season. So it showed, it's a chance for the coach and his program to shine and not just the players. Because, you know, when you have the LeBrons and the Kobe's of the high school level, it's like, oh, yeah, you just got the talent.
Dwight Howard's.
I expected if I got 9 7-footers, I'm going to win. But to come back the next year, not skip a year, but the next year and win again, 5 in a row, maybe 6 next year. NFL free agency.
And they, didn't mean to cut you off, Sports Jock, but they've only really been around about 8 or 9 years. Correct. Grove just opened up, and his dude's already won 5. So I'm surprised they still have him.
And you know, some superintendent sitting around like, yeah, we picked the right spot. Then we was dead on right there.
And the kid who led them scoring, Altariq Gilbert, with 19 points, he's only a freshman. So they're set up for a while to be successful.
Yeah, I was looking in here, and they only have 2 seniors, and everything else was freshmen and sophomores. So he has a bright future, but yeah. I'm happy here means I'll be at least at Georgia State, Kennesaw State next year.
Somewhere.
Savannah State. I'll take the next step.
I'll take the next step.
And leave high school ball.
Hey, I can facilitate for you, Coach White.
Big Kenny's an agent now?
I'm
just saying at the Savannah State thing, I might have a little in for you.
NFL free agency starts tomorrow. For you football junkies that just have to follow it like it never ends. It's okay to take a month off and go do something else with your life. But
like what?
What else is it?
That's my point. What are we supposed to do? You don't even have a suggestion, Mr. Take a month off and do something else with your life, man.
The Falcons locked up William Moore, their safety, a 5-year deal. And then, in cuts, the Steelers cut James Harrison, former Defensive Player of the Year, in a move I think a lot of Steeler fans knew was coming. Reggie Bush is saying that he's not going.
You saying Reggie Soft?
Have you seen him? Yeah.
Ice cream.
But he would be a great pickup for the Falcons, though. I can't even hate on him. His style of play, and I think the Falcons are looking, even though Jaquez Rodgers is picking up pace, I think they're definitely looking for that more dynamic back that they can throw screens and passes through out of the backfield. So,
and you're saying, how do you think that'll affect their talks of getting Steven Jackson?
I think that probably Steven Jackson is first because he's probably cheaper, and Reggie, and they already have Jaquez Rodgers. But Reggie is that style of back I think goes with that offense because Matt Ryan likes to dump the ball down, and it's always great to be able to dump it down to a guy that has that explosiveness to take the little 3-yard catch and get you 40 yards. So, and Reggie Bush is definitely that guy. Yeah. Even he's not big on running in between the tackles, but making the spectacular play is his forte. But you're going to see a lot of picks. Dante Robinson, who was here, is now with the Chiefs. And for you football fans, watch out for the Chiefs now. They're making some big moves. They locked up their left tackle. They have the first pick of the draft. They got Dante Robinson now at corner. They traded for Alex Smith, who, if he can come back, and Andy Reid, like I keep telling you, if there's a coach that can get anything out of a quarterback,
it's Andy Reid.
Andy Reid. He gets the most out of guys.
He's the quarterback whisperer.
Yeah.
But it's Andy Reid who makes them relevant, right? Because they haven't been relevant for a while.
Correct. He's bringing the name, and I say that here with the Hawks a lot of times, that if you can't get the big name player right off the bat, get the big name coach, because then players don't have a problem coming. Right. You get the wrong coach, the player like, nah, don't trade me there. But with Andy Reid and his success and what he can do for a quarterback, I'm quite sure Alex Smith is happy. They re-signed Dwayne Bowe at receiver. Mm-hmm. So watch out. And they got the first pick. They got a lot of money. And Kansas City is one of those franchises that they're not going to lay down long. Right. They're not one of the single Cincinnati Bengals where we're just in it to play. They're in it to win. They're a great franchise. So, like I said, free agency starts tomorrow. It's funny how they have it March 12th at 4 p.m. when half the guys are signed tonight. They're not going to release it until tomorrow. But, guys, can you sit around a while?
Yeah, man. Let me know.
Okay.
I'm here for you, brother.
We're going to talk about transgender. So we're going to change.
Wait.
We're going to change.
Why he wants you to stick around?
No. We're going to change gender for a second.
Okay.
And
bring in an authority.
On gender. Right. And we'll be back with more Sports Talk Show. You should have saw his eyes. Like, why are you pointing at me? We'll be back after this.
In a special way, girl. Like my pride.
Don't go away. More of the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy is coming up next.
Today's the day. Today's the day you'll find out if you won the iPad from the Sports Jock Show. A few times an hour today, the Sports Jock will attempt to call the winner. If that person doesn't pick up, we go on to the next. So keep it logged on to thesportsjock.com. Listen, and when we call you, pick up so we can give you the free iPad. Good luck, and thanks for listening to the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy.
Sassy!
This week's episode, Rattlesnake at the Pond.
Oh, Johnny, skipping rocks at the pond sure is fun. Hey, look, a moving stick. That ain't a stick. That's a rattlesnake. Sassy, we're in danger. Good idea, Sassy. Go get Mr. Gunderson. You will in a second, but first you'd like to tell us something we may not know about animal shelters in the United States? It's getting close, Sassy! Approximately 8 million pets enter shelters each year? The majority of which are in shelters because of owner-related issues that the animals have no control over? Sassy the rattlesnake! Save us, Sassy! What, Sassy? You wish you were videotaping this? Sassy!
Sassy is brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org. Remember, adopt.
Hey, Dad, how do you throw a curveball? How do you build a fort? How do refrigerators run? How do fish learn how to swim?
Kids ask a lot of questions.
How high can you jump?
But you don't have to know every answer.
How many phone numbers are there?
Because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent.
How do cell phones work?
There are thousands of children in foster care who don't need every question answered.
What's electricity?
They just need you.
What's the moon made of?
For more information on how you can adopt, go to adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
And now, back to the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy.
Hi, I'm Charles Barkley. When I need sports and entertainment, I listen to the Sports Jock with Wayne Gandy.
You gotta turn the shit up. All eyes on us. All eyes on us.
Welcome back to the Sports Jock Show. Yeah, I heard the word over there. Don't try that. They're going to turn it down real low like I don't hear. You got these headphones so loud, I can hear people whispering on Pluto. What you up to?
And let it play like 3 more times. He was so concerned.
Well, we, for you people that are looking on Ustream, this is not Guy Rawlings in drag. This is, I know Guy, he sells himself as a pretty boy, but he has never been this pretty. But
he's not the transgender.
Yeah, he's not. Today. Yeah, this is not Guy Rawlings at all. We are happy to welcome Kira Murphy, Virginia Tech grad.
Yay, go
to
Hokies.
our show. First of all, I already know who you work for. I don't know if that's your full-time job, but the Pink Cadillac, if you are anyone that is over the age of 30, you know people that ride around in pink Cadillacs. Not Big Kenny steals them, so you have to watch out.
I was about to say my uncle Silky Joseph had a pink Cadillac, and but some lady friends of his bought it for him. So
Ms. Kira Murphy is an employee for Mary Kay, and when you get the pink Cadillac, that means you've sold like 3 million bottles of shampoo. How does the pink Cadillac work?
Basically, it's about $200,000 in 6 months in sales. So it's between you and your team, and I mean, the product really does sell itself, so it's fun, and you just get out and get to look good every day, and it's the image consulting business. I mean, you get to look good and be girly.
Well, let's give her a round of applause for looking good.
For looking good and being girly.
She does look the part. She does look the part. Because I like 2 bottles of wave conditioner right now. Just leave me.
I have to admit, I got a little nervous. We've always been talking about opinions and authorities, and when we said we were going to speak on transgender, we brought in an authority, and I looked and I was like, please tell me this is not
a transgender,
because that's going to ruin all the thoughts I've been having for the first hour of this show. You know what I mean?
Miss Murphy
make me really question myself.
I checked her birth certificate, and it said born female.
Female, yay. Hey, to sell $200,000 worth of Mary Kay products in 6 months, you have to know a whole lot of ugly people, huh?
Pretty much. Well, I moved here doing just my sister and her husband, and that's it.
And they had ugly friends, and everybody was like, "Ooh, you need this."
I also live in Midtown, so we know Midtown is
fabulous. They did that.
So I have a lot of very fabulous customers.
She knows transgender.
She knows transgender.
I know that's why I earned a pink Cadillac. Hello.
Well, there's a story that has come out about a boxer, born a man, Phelan Fox. He was doomed from the beginning.
From the beginning. That was prophetic, naming him Phelan.
Phelan Fox, 37 years old.
Wow.
Now that she see this I don't know how to.
Shim.
Born a man, but then you have to say she.
Shim
won her first 2 MMA bouts, both in the first round. And when I was reading this story, Kier, and why I brought you on, is just, I don't think this is fair. Now, as a woman, I want your opinion, but I don't think that removes that you were a man because you go and have a sex change or surgery, or you do the little hormone cleansing. He did this when he was
it's like a lemonade diet.
Yeah,
the hormone cleansing.
She did this in like 2006, excuse me. Which that means what? She was 30, or he was 30.
Shim
was 30, which means you spent 30 years, regardless of who you like as a man. And now you're telling me over the last 7 years through an operation and what do you say, a cleansing,
some sort of peel regimen,
you're a woman.
Female.
Does Shim still have an Adam's apple? Because I feel like that would come after me. I would feel like, ah.
Yeah, he had the surgery to
remove Everything was removed.
Well, I know
some things were removed, some things were added. I believe is how they do it.
When you hear a story like as a woman, and if you were a boxer, female MMA boxer, do you think that's fair for Phelan, or I guess he still calls himself, what is it, Laura Hunt? What is he calling himself? Shimmer.
Right.
Maybe we'll just start there. To take fights as a woman.
We'll call him Fifi. For sure.
I don't know.
Phelan, just Fifi. Fox.
If Fifi came after me, I would be scared. I mean, just looking at you right now, if you were to come after me in a boxing ring, I would probably jump over and run as far as I could away.
Regardless of how much Mary Kay he's wearing. Right.
Well, if you're buying a lot of Mary Kay, maybe I'll stay in the ring then. Just kidding.
No. I only attack on an 8x8 mattress.
Oh,
but it's not in a boxing ring. But if you ever catch me
Take
in
it
an
to the
8x8, and you will get attacked.
Oh my gosh, I would be
Tap
super.
out.
He said tap out.
Better tap out.
But she said if I attack her in an 8x8 boxing ring, no, I won't be in a boxing ring for nothing unless they're giving me an award.
I'll take my heel and be like, stay away.
Yeah, that turns Kenny on. See, some people.
I was about to say, you better watch how you use that heel now.
So when you read something like as a fighter, just imagine yourself as an MMA fighter. I used to be because I still have to make the weight limit, so it's not like I'm gonna be bigger than you per se weight wise. I used to be a man, now I'm a woman. Wouldn't you think I have an advantage?
Absolutely. Just the way that you move and like the strength that you have over oh my gosh, definitely. I don't think that it's fair at all.
Right. So
I would be scared. I would probably jump out, as I mentioned, quickly.
Tap out.
What do you think?
No, you just throw the white flag. That's all.
Yeah.
Big Kenny.
I'm surprised MMA approved this. I mean, generally we don't like guys to hit on women. I mean, and we've already got guys in sports that fight women. They're named Des Bryant. So we really didn't need an extra guy coming along to punch out some chick. And then everybody says, he's won his first 2 rounds in the first. He's won his first 2 fights in the first round. Like that's a really super unforeseen outcome.
39 seconds.
Right. That's this is a dude punching women. Yeah, I could kind of guess he was going to win.
Does Fifi like women or like men?
I don't know him personally. You
saying
it like I can call him.
I can't see him punching women and wanting to like
that's a question
go out
for
with
Guy.
them.
Maybe we should ask Guy. Guy, does Fifi like?
He emphatically said that. I wondered about that though, Kira. Is that some sort of hidden sort of rage towards women that I want to become a woman so I can fight them? I mean, that's, you got to really be wanting to do a lot to get in the ring and punch some women out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Although I can understand.
I can understand.
I can purely understand.
I guess the thing that I never heard of was this hormone removal thing. I don't know how, what do you put me on to remove my hormones? I know what you can put me on to increase my hormones.
Right. I can phone a friend. I could find out real quick.
Yeah. with her pink phone. With her pink phone.
Remove your hormones.
I mean, why wouldn't it be pink? Obviously.
I don't know. What is it? A chemical? Do they?
I don't
is it
know.
Like a machine?
I think they're
like
pills you take every day.
They're reporting the story as though you don't even necessarily have to change the sex organ as much as you have to take the hormone thing for like 6 years. And then you can go to try to fight women. My thing, that
and
even if
it's not going to work because women don't take pills every day. We know.
Yeah, they skip.
Yeah, they skip days regularly. So to think that he would do it for 6 years straight is ridiculous. Let's be for real.
Because I just feel like it's unfair. Because if you spent 30 years as a man, the muscle memory, all that kind of stuff is already there. We all know lifting weights and training, you get muscle memories. The power in the hips, which
the guy rage, all of that still exists.
You get more power from narrow hips, even the mental. I've lived more with a vicious mindset.
Exactly.
The man's mindset is a little more vicious.
That guy rage
naturally than it is a woman.
I'm used to going at you to hurt you.
Correct.
That's my mentality. Is I've been competing against men, trying to best them physically since day one. That's how we prove ourselves as young men, is by physically dominating our competition. And now you get some lady that decided in the middle of college, because it kept her slim, that she wanted to, do the little boxing thing, and now she's getting floored by Fifi.
Right. So I'm quite sure if I'm the next opponent, no, I'm not fighting you. You are a man. Mentally and physically, you was a man too long for you to try to tell me that in 7 years you've become a woman.
I wonder if Fifi was raised with sisters and his sisters used to pick on him when he was younger. So I'm like, I will get the women race back and I won't fight them.
It's possible. If something has to do with want to beat up some women and not go to jail for it.
Right now,
legally.
I'll ask you and Kira, what if someone gets seriously hurt? Do you think that they'll sue and say that MMA should have known that this was possible outcome because this guy is a man and all of that? Do you think they can sue?
Well, I think the point of MMA is to murder somebody. I think it's the only sport that you can really
But when they're evenly matched, I mean, if you
Right.
get in there man on man or woman on woman, then that should be the outcome. But when you got a man fighting a lady,
I think it's going to come down to the parents of do they agree with, Fifi, we don't call the man Fifi, or the woman Fifi, Phelan Fox, which is a great, cool fighter name, though. Phelan Fox coming to the ring, 29-1 from parts unknown.
and the music starts playing, it's raining men.
We'll be back with the Mary Kay Cadillac and Big Kenny right after this.
Let's begin with what happened before the competition really started. Steve Stricker offering a fellow...
Don't go away. More of the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy is coming up next.
This tax tip brought to you by Buckhead Tax and Accounting, proud sponsors of the Sports Jock Show. Trivia question: which of these dates strike anxiety and downright fear in some Americans? December 25th, February 14th, April 15th. Yep, you guessed it. If you dread April 15th like most Americans do, Buckhead Tax and Accounting is for you. For clients of Buckhead Tax and Accounting, Tax Day is just another spring day in Atlanta. And for most of our clients, a day to save big. We minimize your liability and maximize your return each and every single year. With a new healthcare law taking effect this year and the many changes to the tax code, don't trust your taxes to just anyone in the mall. Visit buckheadtaxaccountant.com. That's buckheadtaxaccountant.com or call 404-250-3213. Be sure to click on the Buckhead Tax and Accounting ad on this SportsJock.com website, located at 3355 Lenox Road, Atlanta. Call 404-250-3213 for Buckhead Tax and Accounting.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something, and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy, busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew.
Wait, Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd
on.
you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
And now, back to the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy.
The Maybach music.
Hi, I'm Heather Cox with ESPN. When I need my sports and entertainment, I listen to the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy.
Welcome back to the Sports Jock Show. I'm the Sports Jock Wayne Gandy. 888-926-7562. Give us a call. Today's the big day for the Sports Jock iPad giveaway. We think. We think. There's still jury's out. It's funny how nobody put in on the iPad but me. But they want to give stuff away. I didn't even get a memo about we're giving away. I just got a commercial on the...
Hey, and you know, since you're speaking of not knowing about giving away things, did they tell you about the co-host Range Rover giveaway? Did they mention? did you mention that? Did anyone mention the?
I don't see that in print.
That wasn't. Oh yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. That's somebody needs to put that up on the screen. So we can go ahead and give that away with the iPad.
I think the guest speaker gets one also, right?
Yeah. It's just a Range Rover in studio giveaway today. Guy gets one. Everybody gets a Range Rover today.
We're going to call some unlucky listener today around the birthday segment and give you a call, and you will win. We should have made sure that none of these people are related to that guy because he's sneaky like that. The Wolverine over there, the Navy SEAL. But we're sitting here, Vic Kenny, the funny man himself.
Yes.
We have Miss Keir Murphy.
Hi.
Sitting in with us, Mary Kay aficionado. Anything Mary Kay, call her. She makes about $300,000 a week selling Mary Kay.
Petty cash, you know.
We got the real Oreo cookie thing going on today.
Yes, indeed. That makes the
Hey, I just got a spray tan. I'm not that pale. Come on.
Yeah. So that's peanut butter Oreo. You know, with the peanut butter
Even
center.
better.
Yeah. Some new exotic.
Keir went to Virginia Tech, so I see 2004 you graduated. So you were there with Michael Vick?
I was a freshman. I used to see him in the dining halls, and oh yeah.
Well, you know, he liked to slap him around too. It ain't nothing Mike won't do.
Right.
Yes.
But
right.
And then Marcus was a sophomore and I was a senior, and he used to ride around in his like pimped out Cadillac Escalade, you know, his like diamond stud earrings, you know, like he was a sophomore, and he's like little, yeah, I was like, your brother bought you all that.
Well, I'm reading here that you're single and looking hard, you're looking hard.
So not desperate, but definitely looking.
Okay.
I'm single, ready to mingle. I'm excited.
Let me. So now.
So if you know anyone.
I'm looking hard. Look, a guy over there. I see his eyebrows raising. I'm looking hard, but I'm not desperate.
Yes.
I thought the definition of desperate was looking hard.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe I ain't been to college in a long time, so maybe I'm wrong.
Oh my gosh.
Some of Jared's detective work rubbed off on you. You deciphered that really nicely.
Just so we'll know, Sports Jock, there's a lot of men out there listening. 888-926-7562. If you want to win a date with Miss Murphy,
it's worth it.
It is going to be worth it. She's paying.
Can I have your credit card? I heard you had a black credit card, so
hey, look, he's getting us Range Rovers. Don't ruin this. Don't push.
I guess I can pay for dinner.
Yeah, don't push for too much. He might backpedal on the Range Rover.
So we've never done like a dating thing here, but that seems to be a new thing. People are, dating.
Right.
Okay, so we're gonna.
People are dating. Yes.
Here we go. Give me the top 3 requirements. Start with number 3 of a man who is should be interested in you.
Well, he definitely has to be over 6 feet tall, and I'm not even that tall, but I just love wearing 5-inch heels. So of course he's got to be tall. I can't be. Yes.
Well,
physical. I know it's probably bad. I mentioned the first thing being physical. It's bad.
Once again, pan the camera around to Guy. Because he's over there like, yes.
He just put a check mark. Check. Got that. Okay.
So we got.
Okay. He's waiting on the next one. Let her say broadcaster.
He's holding up signs over there. Exactly what I should say.
Say broadcaster, please. What else?
We have height, and look at the disappointment
in the producer booth. Yeah, like wow, automatically
I think
out
I
of there.
just got flicked off.
They're out of there.
So we have height. Okay, number 2.
My dad's an entrepreneur, and I'm an entrepreneur. So somebody who understands the positives and negatives of being an entrepreneur and is one themselves, or at least moved up very quickly or high in their company as well.
Okay.
Self-made guy, check. Got that. Sports jock, check. Let's see. Big check. I'm gonna throw it in there. Self-made. Go ahead. What else?
What's the number one? Because we're up to the number one. What's the number one thing a man looking for you, Miss Murphy?
I mean, he's got to look good and take care of himself.
Okay, but you got to be a little more, define on that.
Definitely like his hair and outfit's got to be put together, and he's got to look slamming. Like when he walks in, he's got to look really, really, really good.
Look, the bad producers like boom, 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 boom. We've got a supply of rice-a-roni for you. Some nice parting gifts.
And Guy over there like, don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe
Guy said he'd already slimmed down doing what he got to do to get it done. Check. We might have
Look at
a
him
match.
trying to play the music, heard it now.
Oh, I love it.
Don't hate.
But Kara, thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much.
I know you got to
appreciate
get to your meeting, and I hope that you come on soon. Anytime you're free, come on.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I want to know about your limitations when it comes to
next time
dating.
we'll get the don'ts. We'll get it next time. We'll be back with more of the Sports Jock Show. And remember that iPad giveaway during the birthday segment.
Money make the world go round.
Don't go away. More of the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy is coming up next.
Hey, over here.
What?
Right here in the back.
Where?
Over by the fence.
You? The bike?
Yeah, the bike. Right in the grass where the kids left me a while ago. You know how lonely it is being left day after day, not being able to cruise the reservation?
Pardon me?
Remember when you got me for the kids? You told them, no, you kids go have fun, enjoy the outdoors, and be careful.
Yeah?
I really miss it, especially when they put that playing card in my spokes, and I made a really cool sound the faster we went. Well, could you get my tires a little air, dust off my seat, and remind the kids how fun I still am?
Okay. Oh, you are dusty.
Yeah, and I may need a couple of bolts tightened too. Now let's go.
As Native American parents and caregivers, our encouragement to healthy lifestyles for our kids is helping them get outside and play. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov/Indian Country. Brought to you by USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
And now, back to the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy.
It's the 10 crack commandments.
Stick around to find out what's coming up next with the legendary Wayne Gandy.
I've been in this game for years. It made me an animal.
Rules to this.
Make me a manual, step-by-step booklet for you to get your game on track. Not your wig with packs. New round uno.
Let one know how much you hold.
Cause that cheddar breed jealousy.
We can't actually say the other words.
Yes.
Look at him hoping we don't
we
slip up.
bleeping our, yeah. Good producer sitting over there with his fingers crossed like, no.
Please don't slip up and say it.
Do the radio version, please.
Oh, well, welcome back, tall lady.
Well, thank you. It's good to be back.
Yeah, we're flipping around in here. Transgender all over the place.
All over the place. All over the place.
Damn, what that mean? Because, don't get me to showing y'all some stuff up in this piece.
Hey, look, be honest.
You want to learn where babies come from today?
Honestly, come on now, tall lady. Who in the studio hadn't seen your stuff already? You know what I mean? Really?
See, there you go.
How many of us hadn't already seen your stuff?
That's so wrong.
Anybody?
Listeners,
me?
please don't listen to Big Kenny.
Me?
It is so unfair.
It's just okay.
It's okay. It's gonna be all right.
All right.
Well, we have About That Life coming up later in the show, and don't forget about the iPad and the birthday segment. The good producer is going to send out a couple of calls. It just will be one winner. One winner, and it probably doesn't even have gigabytes. It's just a Facebook thing. It doesn't have a cord. It's just you don't have nothing.
It's actually going to be. It's actually going to be a picture of an advertisement of an iPad.
No, maybe it will be a notepad. What about that?
Right.
But before we do About That Life, we wanted to get our man Todd Harris on, LA Dodgers scout, because one group of people in the world, or at least in America, we don't have to worry about that's about that life, is Mexicans. They are about that life. Pick up your newspaper. They chop heads off. I have a newfound respect. I speak to them all. Hey.
Hola.
Hey, how y'all doing, man? Y'all good? Y'all good? I don't care what size or height. I just say, man.
What's going on with you?
I don't know. Well, you could have been that dude. They get down with theirs.
You could have been the duffel bag full of heads, dude. Yeah, you could have been that guy.
Because even if you didn't cut them off, if you the guy that picked them up, you're still about that life.
Yeah, if you're willing to transport the duffel bag full of heads, you still are very much about that life.
But there was a big brawl in the World Baseball Classic this past week between Canada and Mexico, which really doesn't even seem like right.
Because if it's anybody that's really not about that life, it's Canada.
It is the Steve Nash and the boys. They are definitely not about that life. But I wanted my man Todd to just explain what happened. This was late in the game almost over. Was it just the one team mad that I'm losing? But Todd Harris, LA Dodger scout. Todd, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing, Big Wayne?
I'm doing good. You ain't in Arizona in that fight, are you? Well, you the one threw the water bottle. You threw that water bottle.
I think I was right beside the guy. I tried to hold him back, but I couldn't.
Yeah, he said "Que pasa," and you let him go.
Hey, it's not funny, Holmes.
But this fight between these two teams, it lasted a long time, Todd.
It did. I'm gonna be honest. I've heard you say in the past you can't go watch a baseball game because you think it's kind of boring. And I actually was loving to come on this morning because of this issue right here. I just think they just really let them brawl for a while. I actually thought it was hilarious and thought it was actually pretty entertaining because to see a lot of emotion as far as in a baseball game, that was something that I really wanted to see and was actually excited to see them really care that much about the game. So I actually enjoyed it, to be honest with you, Big Wayne.
And it seemed like maybe they had got a cue from the TV sponsors, like, let them go, like hockey, let them go. Nobody knows we're even playing the World Baseball Championship. We need some advertising. Let them go. If this had happened in Major League Baseball, what kind of suspensions you think would have came out of this?
I think it would have been a handful. I think it would have been at least 6 to 8 suspensions. I saw some haymakers kind of thrown. I seen a guy pick somebody up and kind of suplex and wrestling style. So I actually think it would have been about 6 to 8 suspensions and a whole lot of fines. But like you said, because they want to get some attention for this World Baseball Classic, because a lot of the major league players don't want to play on it from the United States. But the thing that I really like that those other countries, they really get involved in it. They really enjoy it, and they really like it. So the market here is not as conducive for that, but I think being that fight happened really put a lot of attention on it, I think in a good way. So just to let those people know that they really care about the game a lot and really care about winning and losing. So I like it as far as in those aspects of it.
And the other idiotic story of the baseball this week as well, Oakland A's outfielder Michael Taylor cuts his hand throwing gum away. Was he just trying not to get cut, and get on the injured reserve?
That had to be. It's been some freak injuries, don't get me wrong, or some quote-unquote fake injuries, that had to be the most bizarre thing I kind of heard coming out of the week as far as a guy doing that, and just off some bubble gum. That really took it to another level. And like you said, I don't know if it was the fact that he didn't want to be released or the fact that I don't see how. I guess a man's got to do what a man's got to do, but
right.
That had to be over the top for me.
And I'm being real. Like, I know some guys that kind of prolong injuries, hoping for at least to get a settlement. So
you ain't lying.
When I say that, people laughing, but there's some guys, this is hurt. Okay, if I wait 3 more days, y'all got to give me some kind of settlement. And this is what that kind of seemed like.
That was a bizarre. And like you said, does it happen? You think it doesn't happen? You kidding yourself or fooling yourself. It's a business, and they realize how much dollars are at stake. And believe me, they're going to do anything possible to get money as long as they can and as much as they can. So if that's what it takes, believe me, during football season, you're going to see a lot of fake hamstring injuries, so it ain't no different.
Real quick, McKinney.
I think that Canada was stupid because aside from baseball players, the other athlete that Mexico exports is boxers. So how you gonna start a fight with some dudes that know how to box and swing bats? Wow.
No hatchets.
Oh, yeah, but
the more important thing is them guys in Mexico don't care.
Right.
They will hit your butt in a minute. So that's probably the wrong team to probably want to rub a victory in or try to get some extra runs, because them guys down there don't care. It's by any means necessary. Those folks are going to retaliate, and they did. So, but I guess I did want to say, Wayne, during the fall season, during after the season's over, you have to either go down to the Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico and watch a game. It's literally like a party going on in the stands. If you didn't see that, watching those two teams play last night was amazing how much they care about the game of baseball. So I know it's boring here in the United States as far as going to a game and just sitting through it for 9 innings, but down there,
right.
I mean, it is exciting. It's like a party in the stands.
Right. So let me write that down. Todd just invited me to the DR.
All expenses
paid.
All expenses paid. And
bro, I'm going down there. I've got to see it.
Okay. But I do like watching baseball. No, Todd, I can watch baseball in person. I got it's at home that it's a little boring, but I love going to the Braves game. It goes much quicker and it's much more exciting at the park. One last question before I go. Is the diversity of Major League Baseball, isn't that kind of the World Championship? I mean, when you look at Major League Baseball, everybody's represented already. You don't really have to break up in segments to see some of these players or the diversity of the world in Major League Baseball.
That's a great point, because my wife this weekend, she was saying, why are they having the World Baseball Classic? I said, then she said, well, who are these guys from these countries? I said, Michelle, I said to my wife, I said, over 80% of these guys are probably on Major League rosters and are probably the best baseball players in the game. I mean, you think Venezuela, and they had a couple of guys, and Cabrera was the MVP last year playing for Venezuela, so Albert Pujols. So these guys are the best baseball players in the world, and so happen they come from different countries, like Robinson Cano and the rest of those guys. I mean, they're playing for their country, and which I actually think they take a lot of pride. Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico, those guys take extreme pride in playing for their country. I mean, I think they think it's like a World Series game. That's just how much hatred and just how much passion that they have for each other and kind of compete against each other. So it is like watching that every day when you cut on the TV as far as here in the United States. So,
well, Todd, thank you for calling in and helping us with the Major League Baseball scoop of the week. We'll talk to you as spring training keeps going on. And I really want to talk to you about how bad the Yankees are going to be this year. But I'll get you. We'll talk about that later in the month. We'll be back with more of the Sports Jock Show right after this. 888-926-7562. iPad in the birthday segment.
Okay, we walk off in it, be ballin' in it, be okay. Hopping out of Lambos and Ferraris in it, be popping bottle with a thick red supermodel chick.
Don't go away. More of the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy is coming up next.
This tax tip brought to you by Buckhead Tax and Accounting, proud sponsors of the Sports Jock Show. Trivia question: which of these dates strike anxiety and downright fear in some Americans? December 25th, February 14th, April 15th. Yep, you guessed it. If you dread April 15th like most Americans do, Buckhead Tax and Accounting is for you. For clients of Buckhead Tax and Accounting, Tax Day is just another spring day in Atlanta. And for most of our clients, a day to save big. We minimize your liability and maximize your return each and every single year. With a new healthcare law taking effect this year and the many changes to the tax code, don't trust your taxes to just anyone in the mall. Visit buckheadtaxaccountant.com. That's buckheadtaxaccountant.com or call 404-250-3213. Be sure to click on the Buckhead Tax and Accounting ad on the SportsJock.com website, located at 3355 Lenox Road, Atlanta. Call 404-250-3213 for Buckhead Tax and Accounting.
And now, back to the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy.
Welcome back to the Sports Jock Show. I'm the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy. We'd like to thank Todd Harris, LA Dodger scout, for calling in. If you haven't seen the video of the brawl between Canada and Mexico, just go check it out. It is pretty entertaining. Got to watch closely for that water bottle coming in. Somebody threw a water bottle and hit one of the coaches in the face. I'm not saying it's Todd Harris, but it kind of favored him a little bit.
When they investigate, go to him first.
One of the biggest names ever in sports was top of the leaderboard again for his 76th PGA Tour trophy, Mr. Tiger Woods. once again winning. Hopefully this will parlay into maybe winning at Augusta, which is in about a month from now. Tiger winning big yesterday. Well, before we even get on to Tiger, Rory McIlroy decided to come out. Are we going to do it in the wind tunnel, or are we going to just do it regular?
That's dude trying to make sure his microphone works. He geeked up. They're trying to make sure his microphone works. So just, forget the host of the show.
When I want it to work, it doesn't work. It's funny how that works. All the rest of the time, he just grabs it. It's fine. Now I want him to speak on something he does know about, which is golf, and it doesn't work. But Rory McIlroy, who left after 7 rounds last week, came out and said, I quote, "It was not the right thing to do." Really? Leaving a tournament in the middle of the tournament. Right. What a famous quote that is.
It took a week of pondering to come to that conclusion.
For him to admit that he was wrong. I think the world knew you were wrong for leaving. Just not a real gentleman thing to do in any sport. Just walk out, citing his head wasn't in it, and then wisdom teeth growing crooked.
How old is he?
He's like 23, 24 years old. But he made it to a couple of them Heat games last week while he was down there for the Darrell
I guess Classic. 23, 24, you still got your wisdom teeth, so that makes sense.
You should have used some of that wisdom.
But Bad Producer. Tell us about this Tiger victory and how you saw it. Did you get a chance to catch any of it?
Yes, sir. It was wire-to-wire victory.
We're not hearing you, so they're not hearing you. Let's try.
It was a wire-to-wire victory. He started leading on Thursday all the way through, and that's like he's did that 10 times. He's won wire-to-wire where he's started from the beginning and won. The great thing about it, back to what you were saying, the World Golf Championship, like they was just talking about the baseball, on these World Golf Championships, the best players in the world are at this. And you're always going to have the best at this event, and Tiger always steps up for this. And he did a great job.
And I was reading that one of the fellow golfers actually gave him some advice. Steve Stricker actually gave him some advice on the putting.
Yeah, that's very funny. Steve Stricker is known as a great putter, and he finished second behind Tiger. Maybe if he wouldn't have helped Tiger this week, he might have helped. Tiger would probably missed a couple putts down at the end because he did almost give it away, even though he won by 2 shots. But Stricker, they do that a lot on tour. They help each other out. You have your own coach or whatever, but if another player is good or at certain things, you go and ask, hey, can you give me a pointer? And they're good friends. And so,
Big Kenny, have you ever experienced that where a guy's about to walk on stage and he's like, hey, man, give me a joke?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, usually in the comedy world, they don't ask for the joke. They just go up and do it. And then you go, man, that was my joke. And, oh, man, was that your joke? Yeah, bro. I was just doing the joke backstage asking you what you thought of it. And you said you thought it was funny. I didn't know you thought it was so funny that you would use it yourself. But, yeah.
Now, happened. Real quick, did he do this before the tournament started, Bad Producer, or during?
During the practice round.
Okay.
That's Monday through Wednesday. And usually on Wednesday you play your practice round with everybody, and you're just out working out and getting together. And Stricker probably was on the putting green. And hey, help me out, Steve.
And he was competing against Tiger.
Yeah, they all do. They compete all the time.
That's some camaraderie right there. For me to know you're that good and me still give you a little bit of an advantage.
Because I was just asking because we do that in football, but it's usually on the off season. If you're training, if I'm training here with some guys, we talk philosophy and things like that, but not actual. I'm walking on the field and I hit Jonathan Ogden like, hey man, what you think I need to do right now?
Well, the thing about it though, Sports Jock, is that Steve Stricker and the rest of the guys know that Tiger Woods is the reason why their income has went up in the last 10 years. So you wouldn't mind giving a man something like that to know that you're going to make next 10 years you could possibly make a lot more money.
Well, first place was $1.5 million. Second place with $800,000.
Yeah, that's what Steve Stricker got.
I think I would have just kept my mouth shut for at least one tournament until today, and then I would have told him, "Hey, man, I was watching you putt. I think you should have moved that foot a little more." But we're gonna go to break. We're gonna come back. Big Kenny has a segment for us. He wants to know why women in sports and sex and you know, it's the voice of Big Kenny, not of the sports
Comments
jock.
by Kenny. There it is.
Yeah.
We'll be back right after this.
Don't go away. More of the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy is coming up next.
Today's the day. Today's the day you'll find out if you won the iPad from the Sports Jock Show. A few times an hour today, the Sports Jock will attempt to call the winner. If that person doesn't pick up, we go on to the next. So keep it logged on to thesportsjock.com. Listen, and when we call you, pick up so we can give you the free iPad. Good luck, and thanks for listening to the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy.
And now, back to the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy.
Welcome back to the Sports Jock Show. I'm the Sports Jock Wayne Gandy. We was talking a little golf. Tiger Woods, once again, a winner. Tiger's looking good physically. Looked like he might have dropped about 10 pounds. And I just think that, in my opinion, this is the Tiger that you're going to get at this age. He's going to, you know, he's going to win a couple. He's going to win some matches. He might win another major, another 2 majors. But I think that, you know, sitting around waiting on that 26-year-old Tiger to come back, we need to stop that, Big Kenny and Tall Lady. This is Tiger and who he is. I know he probably had a few mental distractions, but he's 37 years old, which means that with his ability, he's still going to be able to go out and he drive the ball. And even me, you know, I don't watch a lot of golf, but I do know when Tiger is putting great, he's hard to beat. It's like LeBron James. If he's hitting the jump shot, it's going to be a long night for you.
Right.
And that same thing with Tiger. When he's putting great, he's hard to beat because we all know he's famous for driving the ball wherever he wants, whenever he wants, around the course. But Tiger has been linked to getting back with his house-stealing, money-stealing wife.
Elin.
Yeah, I don't even forget her name. Yeah. Stealing my money, my house, my kids, all that. The thief. But he's been rumored to getting back with her. So maybe that settles him down because I'm quite sure regardless of wife, when his kid's involved, having a strong and consistent relationship with his kids every day probably does bring him a lot of peace. Big Kenny, you brought us something about sex and athletes and why it might help them be better.
Hey, now the good producer offered me the segment, and I said I would call it Comments by Kenny. And in making Comments by Kenny, I have to let you know that these are my thoughts and not the thoughts of the Sports Jock Show, although they did tell me to say this. And broadcasting all of these comments are not an endorsement of my point of view by the show, but Sports Jock has assured me if I cross the line, we can kill the good producer because he doesn't love Jesus. And that was displayed by was displayed by his total disrespect of an usher on Big G's birthday, ruining that entire celebration, I may add, Sports Jock. But back to Tiger now. He's on top. Just won the Doral Open. He's won 2 tournaments before the Masters. He's got 5 wins in the last year. And if he wins Bay Hill in a couple of weeks, he could be the #1 golfer in the world again. And that could only mean one thing, and that's Tiger's back getting plenty of pudding. You know what I'm saying? Now, we know that chocolate pudding ain't his style.
Right.
But I will say that the bad producer likes chocolate pudding a lot less than Tiger Woods.
Right.
And that's a true story. That's a true story. But my point is that pudding makes athletes great. Now, think about it. Michael Jordan is alleged to have a 16-year-old illegitimate son.
Correct.
Now, that was right about the time he was dominating the NBA. Sticking his spoon and pudding all over the country made him believe he could fly. So pudding is a good thing. Think about it. Tiger and Kobe have both smacked more rabbits than Elmer Fudd. You see what I'm saying? And a little bit aggressive by Kobe at some time, but my point is they dominate the sport. And think about what happens when you get no pudding. Wah, wah, wah. You become a bum overnight. Hi, Manti Te'o. You drop in your rankings, and you start struggling to win games. And think about the benefits of pudding, okay? Like Kardashian pudding. Think about that. Kardashian pudding has been responsible for a Super Bowl ring, an NBA championship, and a couple of Grammys since we sports and entertainment. You know what I mean? And now when sports and entertainment pudding comes together, sometimes it smells like Honey Nut Cheerios. So my point, ladies, is make a man great. No matter what he does, if he flips burgers, give him some pudding, he'll become shift leader. If he cleans floors, give him some pudding, he'll have the floors clean enough for the Pope to eat off of. And if he's a homeless dude, then you just nasty. You know what I mean? That's just, there's no reason you ought to be giving pudding to homeless dudes. And so that's it. Comments from Big Kenny. That's me, and that's all sports, y'all. Pudding. Yes.
Now, is this the Bill Cosby pudding?
It's sort of like the Bill Cosby. It's like I actually get this from my wife, Camille, and she gives me the pudding every night. Now, I said, Camille, I would like some extra sugar on the pudding.
So when athletes' significant other is holding out the pudding, what should they do?
We've seen tragic examples of things like that happen. Remember when Kobe was going through problems with his wife? What happened? Bum status. Had to get him out of there. It affects you. If you're not getting the pudding, you're going to run into some problems, man.
What if you're taking pudding?
Hey, then you're going to prison. That's theft. You just can't be running around stealing pudding. They have laws against that, sports jock. And you know, we got a lot of unstable people listen to this show. Don't give them any ideas, man.
What do they call suppliers?
What do they call suppliers? They call them pudding cups. They call them snack packs, basically. Snack packs. Yes. Snack packs.
But we might have to do a study on relating pudding to success.
Now, like the tall lady has custard. That's different.
That's not even funny.
That's different.
That's without eggs, right?
It's a different kind of process. It gels differently. So.
But you don't put eggs in it.
Well, that's when you're more mature.
You're more eggs in it.
Yeah. When you're more mature, you got.
Or do you whip it longer?
Yes, it's been whipped.
I'm calling my gynecologist.
It's been whipped. It's been whipped.
Right.
Yeah. You know, she's had 4 husbands, so it's been whipped. Trust me.
It's creamy.
Yeah.
It's definitely creamy.
Yeah.
There's a special place for you guys.
Or one of those old egg beaters that you hold like that.
But I could get 4. Whatever.
I heard that. Pudding to success.
Pudding makes athletes great.
Well, I know one person who must have never got any pudding over there. The bad producer.
If that dude got some pudding, he'd explode.
We'll be back for more of the Sports Jock Show right after this.
More of the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy coming up next.
Tax and accounting ad on the sportsjock.com website, located at 33.
Hey, Dad, how do you throw a curveball? How do you build a fort? How do refrigerators run? How do fish learn how to swim?
Kids ask a lot of questions.
How high can you jump?
But you don't have to know every answer.
How many phone numbers are there?
Because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent.
How do cell phones work?
There are thousands of children in foster care who don't need every question answered.
What's electricity?
They just need you.
What's the moon made of?
For more information on how you can adopt, go to adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
And now, back to the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy.
Enough is enough! I have had it!
Why so serious?
And we hold the world ransom for...
Wayne Gandy.
Excuse me while I...